Good morning, class of 2024. I'm Cece. Thank you, hi. Thank you to our parents and caretakers for making this moment possible, and in many cases, tossing aside predefined ideas of what art school means. Thank you for trusting us to know what we need. I want to thank, on behalf of the 2024 graduating class, the incredible faculty at our school. Yeah! Not only for their immense knowledge and skill, which they work to light within us, but the passion with which they do it that teaches us the way to live life. As a Bachelor of Arts and Fine Arts student, I have to quote somebody, and who better than Audre Lorde and the theory of the erotic? Yeah, laying students, no. Lorde says the erotic is a measure between the beginnings of our sense of self and the chaos of our strongest feelings. It is an internal sense of satisfaction to which, once we have experienced it, we know we can aspire. I understand the erotic to be the power within us, marked by our feelings. I think the erotic is like magic, that feeling when we know we're onto something. From somewhere deep within us, urges of a creative nature, we feel the need to push past narrow confines and make something better. As students, we push past the siloed categories of thought, practice, and industry. How do we activate that power? Who here has taken a class where even the title connected topics seemingly at odds, but by the end of the class seemed common sense? Yeah, a lot of you. No matter what school, no matter what majors, we push past categories of subject, experience, and practice. I can ask you all how jazz music and fashion design are related, and many of you will have a lot to say. Parsons, School of Jazz? How about dance, classical music, and global studies? Copa, Manus, Lang? Yeah. The way we think and practice as students is interconnective and innovative, spanning across many subjects and practices. Categories are materials we can use in order to create magic. The rearrangement of elements creates something new, and this means to break down and question predefined categories. We can feel its necessity. Nations, categories. Groups of people, categories. Different industries, categories. Breaking down these categories does not mean to ignore the qualities of each, but in fact to take them and blend them together. I'm not talking about that scene in Divergent where Theo James takes off his shirt to show his tattoos, which represent different categories and attributes. He says he wants to be strong and brave and kind and so on, not just one thing. But what I mean is more than that. It's more than additive. I'm gonna nerd out and say it's gestalt. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Being many things makes us grow beyond the boundaries of what we do and who we've been told we are. It means to let go. Let go of assumptions about the categories we are a part of and those we are not. Let go of the harsh lines we create between ourselves, our practices, our experiences, and those of others. To explore more widely means to understand more deeply, integrating different perspectives. And I feel that every single one of us does this. What do you think of when I say categories are meant to be bent? We students have experienced this directly, coming together with our bodies and our voices to create change at this school. Yeah. Our collective will and action has remedied injustice in the past. The elixir was our connection with each other. In bearing witness to genocides while simultaneously pursuing our dreams, integration is essential. Let us remember Let us remember not just what we can do, but the things we learn and the connections to be made when the borders between categories come down. To break down categories means to recognize what is happening in many countries around the world right now. Palestine, Sudan, Congo, and many more. As many of us go about our lives as normal because many of our lives appear to remain normal, we must integrate our past understandings with current realities. We must bend and break the categories that define our world, the rules which allow for these atrocities to continue. I think we already integrate in many ways. Shout out to the encampments here and at other schools around the nation and the world. The key is to continue bringing this energy into the future we want. As students, we break past categories of practice. Let's continue to apply this to categories of thought, categories of identity, and categories of history that we've been told to never truly investigate. Or, despite being told to investigate and finding the truth, we students are punished for acting upon it. This is when we know we're onto something. In this moment, a fulcrum of our identities and experiences, as we ourselves transition from one category to another, student to something else, let us embrace our new categories while carrying with us the essential elements of being students. Being students means we are more readily able to investigate artificial categories, something that scares those who wish to maintain the status quo. From this day on, let's hold tight to being students, that category that doesn't forget what it means to be vulnerable enough to ask questions and recognize when we've been ignorant, that category that is brave enough to look beyond accepted categories and challenge the old rules of our world. Many people who are no longer students have forgotten this and work hard to reinforce these rules. What about when you were students? School will end, but we can choose to blend this border too and use what students know to address the world's most pressing needs. Let's pick up categories as our paintbrushes. Let's pick up categories as our instruments. Let's pick up categories as our theories and bodies and create magic. Let's never stop being students. What we have discovered and been as students, we can use to create the future. How will you choose to define the next stage of your lives? That's up to you. That's up to me. That's up to us. Keep fighting. Free Palestine. Congrats, class of 2024.